Right now for Jatin Chhugani!
Keep it going for your host, guys. So, I don't know if you guys have been on the internet in the last couple of years, but it seems like men are not doing too hot. You know, I'm talking about like the red pill movement, the manosphere, all that shit. But one thing that does give me hope for men is I have 3 male friends who like to end text conversations with bicep emojis. Like, you're sending me a cartoon muscle at age 40? That's adorable. I love that. Yeah, bicep emojis, they're so silly, but they are a way for men to express masculinity without being toxic. You know? So I feel like they're a net positive. Whenever I get one of those, I'm like, that's so corny, but at least he's not setting off the lunk alarm at his local Planet Fitness. At least he's not commenting not funny on some woman's stand-up reel. Like, it could be so much worse. Not only that, whenever I get a bicep emoji, it makes me feel more masculine too for some reason. I'm like, oh my god, did he just say buff recognize buff? I haven't worked out in months, but guess he couldn't tell. Yeah. I think if all men sent out 3 bicep emojis a day to their male friends, it'll end the male loneliness epidemic. I mean, there are other ways to end it, like therapy and support groups, but that shit's kind of soft, so this is all we got. So I'll tell you guys what I've been up to. So over the last year, I've been on and off the dating apps. Not a lot of comments talk about the dating apps, but I thought, why not take a risk? On Hinge, you can choose your racial preferences for who you want to date. And for the longest time, I had mine set to all, didn't really think about it, but I recently made an adjustment. I unchecked white, and listen. It's not because I don't like white women. It's not because of the current political climate. Nothing like that. It's just, I've gone on dates with a few white women, and they walk too fast. Dude, white women in New York can cover 3 blocks in 10 seconds. I can't keep up. Whenever I take a walk in the park with a white woman, it looks like I'm chasing them. I'm like, can you please slow down? I'm trying not to end up on the evening news. I found out recently my younger sister did not uncheck white. She's dating a white dude right now, which is cool. But her boyfriend met my parents for the first time, and I was nervous for him. Because neither me nor my sister had ever brought home a white person before that. Here's the thing, he's super nice, he dresses well, and he does code for a living. So they embraced him immediately. A little too quickly, if you ask me. Like, my dad's been calling him the son he never had. I'm like, alright, relax. He's just okay. Last year I did a lot of traveling. Back in October, I went to my cousin's wedding in Spain. And 2 weeks before the wedding, I asked him if he wanted me to give a speech, because he's seen me do comedy before. And he said, that's so nice of you to offer, but we have enough people giving speeches. I was like, that's cool. Not bummed at all. So then I went to the wedding, and I had to watch his best friends from college give speeches. Imagine traveling 4,000 miles to watch a bunch of finance bros do stand-up for the first time. Worst episode of Kill Tony I've ever seen. It made me so upset that I think I want to propose a new rule. If you're going to make me come to your wedding, you have to let me give a speech. And I know that sounds very self-centered, but the goal isn't that you let me give a speech. The goal is that you go, oh, then you don't have to come. You don't have to travel over country lines to watch me peck someone on the lips. Because I've been to a lot of weddings in the last few years, and at pretty much all of them, I'm like, this could have been an email. Why'd you make me come here? What am I doing here? I'm a big introvert, if you couldn't tell. But I do like to go out for drinks sometimes. And so one thing I do to blend in with the upbeat extroverted types is I do what a lot of guys do. I put on a Hawaiian shirt. But here's the thing with Hawaiian shirts. They don't change the way your face looks. Doesn't matter how bright and flowery the patterns are, they're not going to cancel out the fact that you don't smile or make eye contact. Like sometimes I'll put on a Hawaiian shirt and look in the mirror and I'm like, this is just a waste of a good Hawaiian shirt. Like those big Hawaiian dudes, they can pull off these shirts because they have the personalities to match it. You know, they're always so jovial and friendly and outgoing, like it just works for them. It doesn't work for someone who expresses less emotion than the mannequin he pulled it off of. Yeah, but I figured it out. So what I do is, after I put on the Hawaiian shirt, is I chug a black cherry White Claw while blasting Charlie XCX. That's my going out routine. I'm like, how can I change my entire personality by the time the super pool arrives? Yeah, I have to do Daniel Day-Lewis levels of method acting to be a fun person. So I live in Brooklyn. I've lived there for almost a decade now. And people like to say New York's a melting pot, right? I don't think Brooklyn's a melting pot because Brooklyn has different races and cultures, but they live in separate neighborhoods. You know, like there's white neighborhoods, then there's black neighborhoods, then there's Hasidic Jewish neighborhoods. So yeah, Brooklyn's not a melting pot. Brooklyn's like one of those styrofoam plates with 3 separate compartments. Like a big one for the rice, and then smaller ones for everything else. The closest thing Brooklyn has to a melting pot is the occasional Chinese/Mexican takeout spot. Gotta love your local Szechuan quesadilla. But yeah, being in the city for so long, I've had so many different roommates. I once had this roommate who was obsessed with Indian culture. Right? He was always blasting Bollywood music in his bedroom, always ordering Bombay Kitchen on Grubhub, just obsessed with Indian culture, and he was not Indian. He was half black, half white. And at first I thought it was weird that he was so into my culture, but then I realized, oh, he's making up for every Indian guy who worships Drake. There's thousands of Indian dudes with fade haircuts, diamond-studded earrings, unresolved masculinity issues, all standing in line outside a hookah bar in Queens right now. Yeah, my roommate wasn't stealing my culture, he was just getting even with the fuckboys. It's all good. All right. My name's Jatin, thank you guys very much.